Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot and welcome to yet another reading. This is a pick a card reading all about who your next significant partner is. Now this is a romantic partner that I'm talking about. So if romance is not on your mind at the moment, then I'm afraid this is not the reading for you. But basically today I'm going to be finding out what your next romantic partner or your next significant romantic partner is like, what they're like, what your relationship together with them is going to be like, and get you all of these like juicy details. So if that is a reading that you're interested in watching, then please continue watching the rest of this video and let me introduce you to today's groups for you to choose from. So we have group number 1 with the lapis lazuli heart crystal, we have group number 2 with the amethyst heart crystal, and we have group number 3 with the green aventurine heart crystal. Now you can take as much time as you want to, pause this video if you'd like to pick either one or multiple of these readings of these piles intuitively, and once you have made your decision, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below as well as in the pinned comments, and I will see you all in your reading. Hi, group 1, you chose the lapis lazuli heart crystal, so let's find out who your next significant partner is, what they're like, and what your connection together is going to be like. So with the help of these pre-shuffled oracle cards here, the first thing that I want to find out is just some information about what kind of a person your next significant partner is. So first up here we have focus, followed by fresh start. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing in both of these cards is that there's a lot of green here that's really popping out to me, and green to me is the color of the heart chakra. It's the Anahata colors, and with that, I can definitely see that this person is someone who has really healed their heart. Okay, I mean, they are very pure hearted, they're very kind, they've always been this way, but maybe somewhere that quality of them has been taken advantage of, which is why they had to do a lot of healing, and maybe they were a little bit reserved up until meeting you, or they were a little bit reserved in the past. But I feel like right now they're in this energy of healing. They're either healing or they have healed quite a lot of their heart wounds, and because of that, they are someone who kind of wears their heart on the sleeve again. Or maybe that's just who they are now. Maybe now they're like the kind of person who wants to be a little bit more vulnerable and just not hold all of their cards to their heart super closely. Like, they want to open up to people, they want to open up uh, to their significant other, they want to let people in, and they want to be seen for who they really are, because they are this really kind hearted, sweet, really nice, nurturing person. And I definitely feel like um, they've reached a point in their life where they feel like if someone takes advantage of their niceness, then that is a reflection on that other person, okay, and the kind of person that they are, and not on your significant person's worth, or what kind of person they are, so they've like learned to not take things personally, I feel. And because of that, I think they are ready for a fresh start. They're focused on meeting kind people, attracting kind people. I think they have clarity in their mind now of exactly what it is that they're looking for. They know what their standards are, and they don't want to settle for anything less. And I feel like this is the kind of person who's very comfortable in their own company, but when they do have company, they want it to be good quality company, if that makes sense. So they'd rather stay single than have to lower their standards to be with someone who's probably not the best match for them. So I feel like right now they're in this energy where they have done a lot of healing, and maybe they're continuing to heal, because I truly don't believe that, healing is something that we can complete or finish or just like check off. It's not a box that we can check off. I feel like there's always something or the other that we require healing from. There are always like um there could be like new triggers or like things that we're afraid of or didn't even know we had to heal from, that keep coming up every now and then. And I feel like the more we heal, the more these issues kind of crop up. I mean, that at least has been my personal experience. Let me know if that's how you feel as well. But I do feel like this person is very self-aware, and they have done, like, they have looked inside themselves, and they have found wounds, they have found um like basically voids that could be filled only if they were to heal their heart. And I think they have done that. They, or at least they're in the process of doing that. So when they meet you, I feel like they'd be very focused on exactly what it is that they want, and they're ready for a fresh start. They don't want someone who's going to waste their time. They don't want someone who's going to just take them for a ride, not be serious about them. They don't want that. Okay, they know what they're worth, and they know that, their time has value, and being in their energy is a privilege. So yeah, they're very mindful about their energy. They're very protective of their energy moving forward. And I feel like when they meet you, you're gonna know that this person is very focused. Like, they're a very no BS kind of a person. Like, I think this is the kind of person that sees a red flag and they don't ignore it. Or at least that's the kind of person they're aiming to be like. So yeah, this person is definitely looking for a fresh start, and they are very focused on what it is that they want out of their life. So I feel like if they have goals other than being in a relationship, I feel like those are also goals that they are very, very focused on. And I think they're very determined, they are very hardworking. They have really good discipline as well. Like, this is giving me Capricorn energy. But yeah, I mean, they could be a Capricorn, if that resonates. But yeah, I mean, that's just an energy that I'm picking up on. This is just like a quality or a personality trait that they might have. They might just be someone who's very focused, very ambitious, very hardworking, has a good work ethic, is very serious about their goals, doesn't just frivolously begin something without knowing where it's headed or how it's going to end or what they expect to see out of this situation. Yeah, they're not the kind of person that likes to waste their time or their energy or effort. Okay, they might also be someone who's very protective of their resources. So they might come across as someone who's a little bit frugal when it comes to spending time or spending money. Like, maybe they're not an impulsive shopper, they're not an impulsive buyer. They take their time to make decisions, which to other people may seem like quick, simple decisions that you can take quickly, but to them, maybe it feels like it's much deeper. And I think like this person really takes their time and thinks things through before they take a decision. So yeah, that's the kind of person this um, your next significant partner seems like. Okay, let's get some more cards to get some more clarity on what they're like. So first up here we have emotional freedom, and we have sexuality. Okay, so this could be someone who has been working on feeling very free. Okay, I feel like this is a very free spirited person. This is someone, like I said, they wear their heart on their sleeve, and that is just a message that keeps coming up. But like, some more clarity that I can give you on that is basically that I feel like this is someone who's very comfortable, feeling their emotions. Even the difficult emotions, they're able to feel it, they're able to sit in their emotions, they're able to also, articulate it really well. They're able to, like, they're very self-aware. is what they are. Okay, they're very comfortable in their own skin. Okay, they're very comfortable in their sexuality. They're very comfortable in their needs. Okay, and they're very comfortable communicating their needs to others. Okay, and it almost feels like, again, coming back to like focus, this focus energy, I just feel like because they know exactly what they want, um their like bullshit tolerance is very low. Okay, so it's like they know what they want when it comes to their like sexual needs, they know what they want when it comes to their emotional needs, and they're very communicative about it. Okay, they're not going to beat around the bush. They'll tell you exactly what it is that they like and they don't like. And I mean, if that's something that you are on board with, then they're going to move forward with you. If you're not on board with it, then they don't take anything personally. Okay, so it's not like they're going to force you into doing something that you're not comfortable doing, but at the same time they're also not going to waste their time, okay, on something that's not fulfilling them. So I feel like they definitely know who they are. They know how they want to feel emotionally in a relationship. They know how they want to have, like they know how they want to feel. They know what kind of a relationship they like, what their relationship feels like. They know exactly that, right? So like they know what they want, and they want a little bit of emotional freedom, which basically means that, you know, they don't want to walk around eggshells with anyone that they're in a relationship with, whether that's a romantic relationship, whether that's friendship, whether that's like a familial relationship. They don't want to have to consciously and constantly check themselves. Okay, they want to be able to freely express themselves. They will try to do it in a very polite manner, but they still want to be able to do it. Okay, I feel like this is the kind of person who feels like if them expressing their needs and wants makes them come across as greedy or selfish, then, you know, that person is just not for them. The person who's calling them greedy or selfish, a relationship that is being ruined or being affected by them expressing themselves, is not for them, and they're very clear about that. Okay, so I do feel like this person really enjoys emotional freedom, in the sense that they'd like to be able to be vulnerable with you, and they would expect the same from you. Like they would want you to feel free and safe enough with them to be able to express yourself and your own needs, right? So that's something that I can see here. This person might be like quite sexually experienced, or if they're not, at least I feel like they know what they want, or at least they know what they want to experience, and I feel like they'll be very open about it. And I think they're very unapologetic about their needs and their wants. Okay, um yeah, that is something that I'm definitely picking up. So it's almost like like yeah, it's like they want to set their cards on the table and be like, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I want. If you also want the same thing, or if you can provide me with the thing that I want, then great, let's move forward with this. And if it's not, then it's fine. No hard feelings. You move on in your life, I'll move on in my life. I hope we all find what we're looking for. So yeah, it's that kind of like mentality that I'm seeing here. Like that's the kind of person your next significant partner is like. Let's get some more cards for you. So we have mutable with the keywords surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yes. And we have Uranus, radically change. Okay, so much change, right? So I do feel like maybe your person wasn't always like this. Okay, maybe this person was too giving, was too nurturing, was maybe in situations or relationships in the past where it felt like they're always adjusting and changing to what other people need and require them to be like, and their wants and needs always took a back seat. And now they're done with it. They're done with experiencing something like that. Okay, so now they have undergone quite a lot of change. I mean, this could be physical change, so you know, they could have like grown up, or they could have, you know, this could have been like an internal glow up, in the sense that, you know, they have worked on themselves, and now they're trying to be a better person, they're trying to do better, they're trying to prioritize themselves, they're trying to change their ways, they're trying to be a better person. And in doing that, I feel like they're also letting go of control. Like, they're saying, this is what I want, and I can't control other people's actions, right? So if I want this, I'm going to stick to what I want. But if someone that I'm with is unable to give that to me, I'm not going to stay in this relationship and try to change them so that they can give me what I want. No, I'm going to move on to someone else who can give me what I want, or I'm going to give that to myself, and I'm going to focus my energy on that instead of trying to change someone else. And I think they're also just like letting go of a lot of control, where they're like surrendering to like a higher power, they're surrendering to divine timing, they're surrendering to things happening for them when they're meant to happen. Like, instead of resisting change, instead of resisting you know something happening in their life that they want it to go a certain way but it's going a different way altogether, instead of like trying to control those circumstances, they're just trying to like let go. Okay, especially things that they don't have any control over, they're really trying to let go and just surrender to the process. Okay, so that's the kind of person your next significant partner is. I feel like they are someone who welcomes change, who's open to change. They give in to flow, they don't try to change the circumstances too much. They just like, whatever they're given, they deal with it really well. Of course, they have ambitions and they have goals and they work towards it, but sometimes life throws a curveball at all of us, and I think your person is just very capable of handling those curveballs. So yeah, that is what I can see here. Let's get your tarot cards now. I'm going to be live shuffling the Kawaii tarot to find out. Okay, now that we know what your person is like, let's just find out what your connection with them is going to be like. Okay, what is group number one's connection going to be like with their significant partner? So we have the page of wands, which you cannot see. Okay, okay, better. Yeah, so we have the page of wands, we have the five of coins. All right, we have the three of swords, we have judgment, and we have the hierophant. Okay, um it's going to be a journey with them. Okay, it's going to be a journey, and you just have to be, you just have to show grace to each other is what I feel. Bottom deck energy is the 10 of cups. Okay, I want to add this in your reading as well, because that's just beautiful energy. Okay, so eventually, okay, eventually, I mean, you had a really good end result anyway, but I mean, 10 of cups along with the hierophant is amazing. So let me start by telling you how it's going to end. Okay, now this relationship is going to be one that is going to be your happy ending. Okay, the 10 of cups is the card of like walking into the sunset with your person, at the end of the movie. You know which song I can think of right now? It's a Hannah Montana song, like not even Miley Cyrus. It's a Hannah Montana song. It's called If We Were a Movie. I think that's what it's called. It went like, if we were a movie, you'd be the right guy and I'd be the best friend that you'd fall in love with in the end. Okay, ignore my singing, but yeah, that's the song. So like, listen to that song, and maybe that song has like messages for you. Maybe like what she's singing about, like what Hannah Montana is singing about, is what this relationship is going to look like and feel like. But this is your happy ending. Okay, this is like a very emotionally fulfilling relationship. Yeah. And with the hierophant here, I mean, this could end up in marriage, because the hierophant is a marriage card. It's a legal contract card, which is basically a marriage is a legal contract. So you could be buying a house with them and living with them, or you could be getting married to them. You could be having children with them, which is also like, I mean, birth certificates have parents names, right? So yeah, contracts, legal contracts, you would be getting into a lot of legal contracts with them, buying a house together, having children, marriage, all of that. Yeah, that's on the cards for you. So like that's the end result of like this next significant relationship. But of course, there's a bit of a journey to get there, right? Not everything is handed to you on a silver platter sometimes, unfortunately. So I feel like this relationship is going to start off as a very fun, adventurous, light-hearted kind of a relationship. Okay, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very fun. It might also move very quickly in the beginning. Okay, and then slowly, as reality sets in, you're going to find out that the other person has flaws, right? Now this person, even though they have done a lot of healing, they might still be healing, or they might be triggered by something that they didn't even know was a trigger, right? And the same thing goes for you. So once that initial like honeymoon phase is over, and like once you stop looking at each other through rose colored glasses, sometimes you do realize that, oh, okay, this other person, just like I do, has flaws, right? So yeah, it could in the middle feel like a little bit of a rocky relationship. Okay, it could feel like maybe in like moments of hurt, moments of anger, you might say something to each other that hurts the other person or triggers the other person, or you might feel like this relationship is losing its spark, or this relationship is not as fun and exciting as it used to seem in the beginning. But honestly, the answer here to like deal with these situations is to not judge each other when you're talking to each other, when the other person is saying something to you, or they're reacting out of a place of hurt, a place of anger, a place of yeah, a place of fear. The key here is to really not judge each other. Okay, to make your relationship a place where you feel like it's a judgment free zone for both of you. Okay, that can really help you get over the rough patches. Okay, and like just because the cards are here doesn't mean that this is going to happen. Okay, doesn't mean that you will experience this. But I'm just saying that since there is the marriage card here, and this seems like a long term relationship, and if you want something long term, there are bound to be issues that crop up, right? So the advice here is just to deal with those issues so that they don't become something that break this relationship, is to just show each other grace. Okay, just be kind to each other, especially in moments where you want to be really mean to each other and hurt each other and like call each other names. In those moments, just like try to be kind to each other, try to show grace to each other, try to really understand where this person is coming from, and try to communicate in a very kind manner. Yeah, that is something that I'm seeing here. I mean, this does feel like a relationship where there isn't a lot of judgment in the first place. Okay, I feel like that's why you two just get along with each other really well, because it's like you don't judge them, they don't judge you, you try to understand each other. And I feel like if you can continue that forever and not just at the initial stages of your relationship, then this actually has the potential to be something very long lasting, to be something very emotionally fulfilling as well. So yeah, that's just the advice that's come through with the cards. Okay, so like if there are moments where you feel like this person is hurting or this person needs support, try to be there for them. Like these are like little things that you can do that makes your relationship stronger. Yeah, and last for a very long time. Yeah, be like you're both individually quite independent and quite self-aware, but when you bring that together and like you bring the good parts of that together, it can be something very beautiful. So yeah, that's just something for you to be mindful about. Of course, that's not something that is absolutely going to happen. So like do not focus all of your energy on just these two cards when there were like so many other good cards for you. But yeah, that is the message that's coming through, and I feel like that's like a message for you just generally in your relationship as well. Like if you don't like one thing about this person, don't just throw away this whole relationship because you had one fight or one argument, right? um like don't throw the baby out with the bath water is a term that I very recently learned, which is such a weird thing to say, but like I get what it means. And like yeah, that's the message that's coming out for you. So that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a nice comment. Claim this significant other into your life and subscribe to my channel for more readings from me. I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the amethyst heart crystal. So let's find out who your next significant partner is, what they're like, and what your relationship is going to be like with them. Now, before I start with your reading, I feel like there's just a quick little thing that I wanted to tell you. It might be significant for you in terms of like timing and stuff. When I was pre-shuffling your cards, like your oracle cards that I have right here, most of these cars just like flew out, okay, which to me indicated that this person has a lot to say, first of all. Secondly, they could have the kind of energy where they might come across as too strong, too fast. Okay, they might be someone who is very fast paced, like they would want this relationship to move really fast, or that's just how they are in life, like they lack a little bit of patience. Or timing wise, this might mean that this person is really rushing towards you. Okay, so like maybe um just like a couple of hours or a couple of days after watching this reading, you're going to meet this person, right? Or your relationship is going to move to the next level if this sounds like someone you already know. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to say. Also, like you have an extra card here because like yeah, your person just has a lot to say. There were like so many cards that were coming up, so like the first time round I took all the cards that came out, but after that I was like, no, I don't want to just have like half my deck here for you. So yeah, I had to put some of the cards back, but you have gotten one extra card than all of the other groups. So yeah, you can't say that I'm being completely unfair. Okay, so let's find out what kind of person your next significant partner is. So first up, we have fertility. Okay, we have release, and we have gratitude. Great. Okay, now this is someone who definitely wants children. Okay, they have a growth mindset. That's also something that I'm picking up on. So they're always looking for ways that they can grow, whether that's like personal growth, whether that is trying to grow their money, or this could be the kind of person, like I said, fertility being very like taking it in a very literal form. This could be someone who wants to have children. They see themselves as a parent in the future. Okay, I feel like they could believe that that's one of their life purposes, to have a child, and to be able to take care of them, provide for them, look after them. Okay, this is someone who's very nurturing. Okay, so yeah, I mean they do have like big mom or dad energy. They might be like the mom or the dad in their group, in their friend circle as well. um They might crack dad jokes, is what I just heard. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting from fertility. This is someone who has a growth mindset. This is someone who wants to grow, who wants to, keep moving forward in life. Yeah, they don't want to stay stagnant. They don't want to just be comfortable. They want more. Yeah, they want to multiply. They want to, yeah, like multiply is the word that I keep hearing. So yeah, that's what I can see with fertility. With release, what I can see is that even though they are quite, they have a growth mindset and they do want to grow, that's not something that they are fixated upon. Okay, they don't want to grow using like illegal means or unfair means by any chance. They want to do it the right way, and they want to do it, but at the same time they're like, they're still content with what they have. Okay, they're grateful for what they already have. They do have an attitude of gratitude. This is someone who probably has a gratitude journal, or just expressing gratitude comes very naturally to them. They are someone who's very good at giving compliments, who's very good at saying please and thank you and sorry. Okay, so they're good with their magic words. Yeah, words of affirmation could be their love language. They express their love through words. That is also something that I'm seeing here. But with this release card, what I can see is that they are someone who is able to like go with the flow every once in a while. Okay, so like they know what they want, but they're very open with how that comes to them. They're very open with how that happens for them. Okay, so like, say for example, okay, let's take the example of having children. Say that they want children, right? Now if suppose their partner doesn't want to have a child, or is unable to have a child, I feel like they're very open to like, uh, trying IVF or going for adoption, or sponsoring children, sponsoring an orphanage, sponsoring children who come from families that don't have enough, and sponsoring their education or their stay or whatever. Okay, so like, um, to them it just like being a parent doesn't mean having like their own biological child and nurturing that child only. They just have a very nurturing attitude. They just have a very nurturing nature, and they have a lot of love to give. So like, it doesn't matter how they get the opportunity to do that, they would just do that. Okay, so like, this is also the kind of person who is very like kind and very giving with all kinds of children. Okay, so whether it's like their nieces and nephews, whether it's their friends babies, like they'll feel like maternal or paternal towards those kids as well. Okay, so it's not just reserved to their children. Okay, so that's just an example. So yeah, when I say they go with the flow, it it just resonates with all areas of their life. Okay, so they can be someone who knows what they want, but they're very open with how that happens to them. Like, they're not very stubborn, like, oh, if I want this, then I want it in this manner only, right? So yeah, that is what I can see here with like what the kind of person that your next significant partner is like. Let's get some more cards to add some more um information here. So we have manifestation and we have love. Okay, so first things first, like I was saying, they have a lot of love to give, and they are a very loving, very caring person. Okay, they operate from a place of love. Even the manifestations that they do, first of all, they could be really good at manifestations. They could be the kind of person who says, I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful that all of my manifestations come to fruition. Okay, and that is because somewhere they're able to let go. They're able to let these manifestations come to them. They believe in working hard towards it. They believe in being grateful for what they already have, and they're very open to this manifestation coming into their life in the best way possible for them. Okay, like, these are basically the cards that like sum up how you get like your manifestations to come to fruition successfully. Like, literally, like, you work towards it, you set it, you let it go, and you be grateful for what you already have. So like, yeah, this person could be a master manifester is what I can see. um and yeah, they also operate from a place of love, which is why all of their manifestations come to fruition. Okay, so yeah, this could be someone who has manifested quite a lot of things in their life. They could be someone that believes in the laws of manifestation, laws of attraction. They are the kind of person who's a bit of like a spiritual person. Okay, so like they might be into tarot and astrology and manifestation as well. Like this is someone who definitely believes in a higher power. They believe in their own hard work as well, but at the same time they also believe in fate, in destiny. Yeah. So yeah, like the energy that I'm picking up from them is that they're a very optimistic, high on life kind of a person. Yeah, they're very free spirited. This is someone who definitely enjoys a level of privilege as well, and they're very grateful for it. Like they're self-aware enough to know that they are lucky and they are blessed. And yeah, but like they don't let their blessings get to their head. It doesn't they don't let their blessings make them arrogant. Yeah, they're still very grounded, very down to earth. Yeah, this is just like a fun loving person. They're very accommodating. They don't stress over like the little details, over the little things. Yeah, that's the kind of person they are. Let's get some more cards here. So we have Venus. I'm not surprised that this card has come up. So we have give and receive love, find value and see beauty. And we have Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. So yeah, this person could be a Sagittarius, um, or they could have Sagittarius in their chart quite prominently. There could also be a Taurus, is what I'm picking up on, or a Libra, because we have Venus here. So yeah, this person is someone who's very, like I said, optimistic, fun loving, adventurous. Just open to change, open to spontaneity. Is that the word, spontaneity? Yeah. They're very spontaneous. Yeah, that's what I can see here. They might also be quite good looking, like they're very attractive. Their energy of course is very attractive, but I think even like in terms of what they look like, they're very beautiful. I mean, they could be like conventionally beautiful, so like whatever conventionally beautiful, whatever that looks like where you belong, that's what this person could look like. They are a bit of a head turner. They are a high value person as well. And they like, they're a very kind hearted person as well. I feel like they don't have a superiority complex at all. They're not arrogant, they're not egoistic. They see the world as something that's very beautiful. They have a very optimistic approach towards life. They have a very, like, they're a glass half full kind of person for sure, but I think like they perceive the world in a very positive manner. Okay. They believe most people are nice. They believe most people are kind. They believe most people are beautiful. um yeah, and they see value in everything. Okay, they don't discard anything just because maybe society deems it as invaluable. They don't believe in that. They feel like every child is precious, every person is precious, everybody has their talents, everybody has something that they bring to the table, and that is something that they can appreciate for sure. Even if the world around them doesn't appreciate it, they can appreciate it. And they are a very giving person, but at the same time they're also very open to receiving love. Okay, so this person is also someone who, like I said, um, words of affirmation might be their love language. So yeah, I feel like as much as they like to give compliments, they also like receiving compliments, and they might be very good at it. Like they're very good at receiving compliments, and instead of having like a self depreciating manner of accepting compliments, and instead of saying, "Oh, who, me? Pretty? No, I'm not pretty." They're just like, "Oh, thanks, thanks. I'm really glad you like my outfit. That was very sweet of you to say." Like they're very comfortable receiving compliments as well. So they're very open with the kind of love that they give, but they are also very open at receiving love. When someone is being kind to them, they don't think this other person has ulterior motives. They don't sit there and be like, this person is being nice to me. Why? What do they want from me? They don't have that kind of attitude. They're like, oh, this person is so sweet and they're so nice. They're giving me a compliment. Yeah, so that's the kind of person that this person is. I feel like they bring a smile to a lot of people's faces. This is someone who's very funny. They could make a lot of people laugh. This is like the life of the party kind of a person. They light up a room. And this could also be someone who's quite extroverted, like they have a lot of friends. Almost everyone likes them. They're very likable. Yeah, just that kind of energy is what I'm picking up on. Let's get your tarot cards now. I'm going to be live shuffling the Kawaii tarot to find out what your relationship with them is going to be like. Okay, so we found out what kind of person they are. Now let's find out what kind of relationship you're going to have with them. So first up, we have the Queen of Wands. Not surprised that she's come out. Then we have the Four of Coins. Okay, I get it. I get it. Then we have Strength. Yes. And we have the Sun right next to Sagittarius energy. So, yes, very fiery. Uh huh. Very extroverted. Bottom deck energy, Seven of Wands. This is also like, just the Sun card being here next to Sagittarius. This is the energy that I was picking up on. Remember when I was telling you that while I was shuffling your cards, so many cards wanted to come up. So there might be someone who's just very, like I said, high on life, like a very easily excitable person. Like they have a lot of energy. Yeah, they're just very fun, vibrant, just like gorgeous energy. And also with the Queen of Wands here, they are very creative, they are very attractive, they are very beautiful. Yeah, they do have just like this air of confidence to them. It's like when they walk into the room, they own the room and everybody likes them. This is the kind of energy that is very inviting. They have a very inviting energy. Like everyone wants to be their friends, everyone wants to be around them. That's the kind of person they are. But at the same time, I do feel like they are like they're not the kind of person that would let other people take advantage of them. So if someone is like a social climber or just around them for clout, I think this person will see through that person's intentions, and they're very good at protecting their energy. They're very good at protecting what they love. Okay, so they're a very protective person in general. Like this could mean that they're very protective over their family, over their resources, over their peace, over their children, over their loved ones. They're very protective. And at the same time, like they are very strong in the sense that they are very dependable. So just because they're fun loving doesn't mean they're aloof all the time, doesn't mean that they won't be there when you need them. Okay, this is just their energy. Like they just are someone who's very fun loving, but this is not someone that you can take advantage of or take for a ride, or like this is not someone who won't take life seriously. This is definitely someone that you can trust, you can depend on for support. This is someone who will be there for you. This is someone who will be a good leader, a good protector, a provider, if that is something that you're looking for. Someone who can take life very seriously, who can take their responsibilities very seriously, but at the same time they're also very fun loving. They don't believe in constantly, just like working and not playing. Yeah. So there's like a good balance here. Like when you expect them to be serious, they can be serious, and when you want their fun light-hearted side, that's also there for you to tap into, or rather even for them to tap into. I think this helps them. They're a very like overall like a really well rounded person, so like this is someone who has like serious goals. They might have a serious job, they have savings and stuff like that, but at the same time, they like enjoying, they like indulging in the fine things in life, especially also because we had Venus here. So they might like luxury, they might like fun trips, they might like spending money on good food, on good travel, and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're not impulsive with their energy or with their resources. Okay, at the same time, they like spend quite mindfully. They indulge quite mindfully. So yeah, that's the kind of person that they are, and that's the kind of relationship you're gonna have with them. One that kind of makes you feel very confident in them. It makes you feel very safe. It makes you feel very protected. It makes you feel like you can depend on this person, like you can have a lot of good times with them. Like they will obviously make sure that you have a lot of fun together, but at the same time, they will be there for you when the going gets tough. They get going. Yeah. So even then, they'll be by your side. You can depend on them. It's not like they're gonna run away from responsibility or from um, you know at the slightest uh, inconvenience. Yeah. So that's what I can see here for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Claim this reading as well if you'd like to. um, Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Green Aventurine Heart Crystal. So let's find out who your significant partner is, who your next significant partner is, what they're like, and what your relationship with them is going to be like. So, first up, let's find out what kind of person they are using these pre shuffled oracle cards here. First up, we have enchantment, and then we have inner strength. Okay, this person immediately just seems like someone who's very emotionally mature. Okay, like they're very mature. Like they might be older than you. Maybe it's their age that makes them this mature or wise, or I just feel like this is someone who's just very, yeah, they're just someone who's very mature. Okay, very self-aware, very wise, very intelligent, um, someone who is capable of not just taking care of themselves but also of others. Um, like an old soul vibe is what I'm getting here. Like that's the energy that I'm picking up on. Um, they might be an older sibling, which is why they're like used to being responsible from a very young age, or maybe people told them that they are a very old soul or they're too wise for their age. But yeah, that is the energy that I'm picking up on. Like this is someone who's very responsible, very dependable, very trustworthy. They're a good leader. um, yeah. um, yeah, just like very internally strong is what I'm picking up on. Okay, someone who I feel like they believe in magic. Their inner child is very much alive and thriving and well looked after. But they are someone, they're just like they're very mature is what I'm picking up on. Like there's no better word that I can think of to describe them. There's someone who's very nurturing, very protective, like, yeah. uh Very dependable energy is what I'm picking up on. Let's just get some more of your cards to see if I can get some more energy here, like if I can get some more information for you guys. Is my camera tilted or is it the cards? Okay, so we have commitment and we have the gardener. Okay, so yeah, this person I feel is just like they're ready. They're a grown up. They are a grown up. Okay, group number two. Sorry, group number two. You're group number three. Hold on. I'm just trying to like fix my camera. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, they're a grown up. They've been adulting for a very long time, okay, and they're used to it. They are like a proper adult. Okay, they do adult things, they have an adult job, they have adult bills to pay. um and at the same time, like, they are someone who believes in stopping to smelling the roses, stopping to enjoy life, stopping to have fun. Like, they are that kind of person. But I think initially when you look at them, they just seem very uh like someone who loves rules, someone who is very, like, maybe strict, very very disciplinarian, like very uptight almost. But as you get to know them, they slowly bring out their fun side for everyone to see. Okay, it's not for everyone to see from the get go. It's something that it's reserved for very special people, their fun side, their lighter side. Yeah. You know who this is reminding me of? um oh god, who was Daddy One Trap in Sound of Music? Oh god, I've forgotten his name. He was Captain someone, right? Oh, I've forgotten his name. But, like, the dad in Sound of Music. So you know how he comes off as a very, like, military man, and it's like strict discipline, and just everyone goes to bed on time. But then you see him interacting with his children, and then he brings out his fun, playful side. He sings with his children, he laughs with his children. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on here from them. So yeah, they might initially come across as someone who's just like, doesn't have fun and who takes life very seriously, but that's not true. They do have a fun side, they do have a light side, and this is someone who takes their commitments, their promises, their responsibilities very seriously. Okay, so if they commit to something, then they make sure that they are fulfilling that commitment with all integrity, with by giving it their 100%. So if this person asks you to marry them, they are serious about marrying you. Okay, they're not asking you just because it's just a box that they have to take, or because they've reached a certain age, or just because that's expected of them. No, they are going to ask you to marry them only when they're ready, when they know that this is something that um we're ready for, this is something that I want. So this is the kind of person who like, what you see is what you get almost. Like, they're not gonna make fake promises to you, they're not gonna keep you hanging, they're not gonna beat around the bush too much. They're a very straight to the point kind of a person. Yeah, like, if they want to say something to you, they're not going to expect you to pick up on signs or pick up on clues, or read their mind or anything. They will straight up tell you what is on their mind. Okay, they're going to communicate that with you. Yeah. But at the same time, I do feel like there is a very gentle and a very soft side to them. So they are capable of romantic gestures, they are capable of um letting their guard down, and being fun, and just, like, having fun and laughing, and just, like, enjoying life. But they do that with a very select few people. So this person could be an introvert. They're the complete opposite of group number two's reading. Okay, so, like, yeah, this person could be an introvert. They prefer quality over quantity. They They want one partner and they're going to stay loyal to that partner, but they want a good quality partner. Yeah, they want a high value person. They also want someone who's going to take their relationship seriously, who's going to, take care of their heart, who's going to take their promises seriously, someone who's not going to cheat on them, someone who's not going to lie to them, someone who's not going to hurt them, someone who's not going to backstab them. They're very particular about these things because they don't take these things lightly. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can expect sweet gestures from them. Like, if they love you, you will know. They're very expressive of their love, they're very expressive of their feelings. But there is an air of seriousness to that, so they're not going to frivolously just um, bring you a gift because they're trying to buy your love, or they're trying to show off to you that they can afford to get you a certain type of gift. No, they're gonna get it for you because they genuinely want to give you a gift. Okay, and they genuinely believe that you're worthy of that gift. And it's gonna have a meaning. Even if they have like small gestures that they do, even if it's not something like super grand, everything has meaning to it. Okay, so yeah, that's the kind of person your next significant partner is. Then we have Neptune, dream and transcend, and we have Yang. Okay, so this is like the very masculine kind of energy: proactivity, expression, doing, and forward emotion. So yeah, they are a very action oriented person. Like I was saying, like, they would take action. They believe in doing instead of saying. So they won't just um like promise random things to you. Once they promise something to you, they make sure that they you know actually work through that promise, and like actually make good of that promise. Yeah, and they actually take action towards it and fulfill that promise. Yeah. So yeah, these are things that I've already said. They are someone who's very expressive. They are going to let you know how they're feeling. They are someone who, like I said, likes to grow. They are someone who likes to take action. They are someone who likes to make the first move. So yeah, this is a very like masculine kind of energy, and I feel like this is something that I wanted to address, but like I didn't know whether I should do a post on it or whether I should do a different video on it. But because it's coming up in your reading, I think I'm just gonna mention it, and like maybe I'll get an opportunity in the future to also talk about this. But I feel like there's just so much information on the internet about masculinity and femininity, and a lot of times it's either of these things are seen in such a bad light. Okay, but I feel like, to me personally, I think we're all feminine and masculine, and there is like a healthy way of being feminine and masculine. Too much of anything is what makes it toxic. Okay, so the idea of masculinity is not toxic, the idea of femininity in itself is not toxic. It's when we overdo it or underdo it, when it becomes toxic. Okay, so um you know let's just take these words for example. Okay, someone who's expressive, someone who likes doing things, someone who likes to take action, these to me are very masculine traits, and that's a very healthy masculine trait. What would make it toxic masculinity is if they say, I'm going to do all of the doing, you just have to passively sit and wait for me to do it. You can't do anything on your own because you're a woman, or you just have to let me do things because I am a man. Or once I have said something, that's the end of it. It's not up for discussion, it's not up for debate. Your opinion is not needed, your opinion is not valued. When it gets to that level, that's when it becomes toxic, right? So yeah, I feel like when I tell you that what I'm picking up from them is masculinity, what I mean to say is that I pick up on healthy masculinity. Okay, a masculine who's able to take action. They don't sit around and wait for things to be handed to them on a silver platter. um they believe in taking action, they believe in fulfilling their promises, they believe in being the first to make the move, they believe in talking about their feelings, being vulnerable, they are open. I mean, expression to me is also like, crying is also a way of expressing yourself. So I feel like this is someone who's very comfortable with crying in front of someone who they trust. Okay, and that could be you, considering that this is your next significant partner. And I feel like um I think that is very healthy. I think that's a very healthy masculine thing. If someone is secure enough in their masculinity to cry and to let you know that they are sad or they are hurt, I think that's a very masculine trait. So, yeah, when I say masculine energy is what I'm picking up from them, that's what I mean. That it's healthy masculinity, what I pick up from them. Yeah, so. Yeah, okay, that's the end of the side note. Let's get back to your reading. So, with Neptune being here with, dream and transcend, this is exactly what I'm saying. I feel like there's such a good balance here where they're able to do, like, the practical things, where they do come across as someone who um you know likes to follow rules or likes to do things, likes to take action, but at the same time, they believe in magic. I mean, the fact that both of these cards came up together, right, it just makes sense. Like, there's just such a healthy balance here. I mean, same thing here, such a healthy balance, such a healthy balance here as well. So, like, of them being a doer and a dreamer, of them being someone who can enjoy life but also take life seriously, someone who's very strong, who is very real. Okay, they are a realist, they see things for what they are, but at the same time, they also believe in magic. They also believe in what the world can be, the what the world is. So, they don't have just like a very small minded approach to life. I feel like this is someone who's going to say, yeah, I mean, the world has all kinds of people, it has good people and bad people, you know so they're not like delulu, but at the same time, they do believe in magic, they do believe in goodness, right? Yeah, so like they're real but also they are a dreamer. So, yeah, there's a very healthy balance here. So I feel like your next significant partner is just very balanced. Okay, healthily balanced. That's definitely what I'm picking up here. And yeah, I mean, they're a doer and a dreamer, so I do feel like they have dreams. So, they might come across as someone who like is very like, okay, let's just take for example the kind of father they're going to be. Okay, so like they might come across as someone who would probably be strict with their kids, or who is going to take their role as a father very seriously. But at the same time, they're also the kind of person who would want to come home early from office and like play with their kids, spend time with their kids, talk to their kids. So, like, basically raise them. Okay, not just have children but raising children. So, like how there's a difference. Like, people romanticize the idea of children, but like, because they like babies, but the baby stage just lasts for maybe 2 years, 3 years max, and then you have like a whole person on your hand that you need to nurture, and you need to raise this child, you need to teach it good manners, and you need to teach it to be a good person, right? So, like, they take that role very seriously, right? So they don't think that being a father just means being able to buy them all the toys that they need, or sending them to good schools, or uh, you know just providing for them, and that's it, and that's the only role of a father. No, 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 they actually believe in having conversations with their children. They want to be the kind of father that their children can come to and talk to them if they are having like a hard time, if they're confused and they need clarity, if they need support. They want their children to be able to come and talk to them. Okay, they don't want their children to be scared of them, or like respect them because they are providing, and like, oh, you live under my roof, so you have to follow my rules. That's not the kind of father they want to be at all. Okay, group number 3. So I feel like, yeah, that's the kind of person that they are. Like, they take their responsibilities very, very seriously. They take life seriously so that it can be fun, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that is what I can see here. Let's get your tarot cards now, and let's find out what kind of relationship you're gonna have with this person. Let's see. They also come across as someone who's ready for this kind of relationship, ready for this kind of commitment. Like, they're ready to put on their big boy, big girl pants. Yeah. Okay. So, first up here, we have the Nine of Swords. What will your relationship with them be like? We have Nine of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Six of Wands. Right, right, right. We have the Four of Cups, as well as the Six of Coins. Okay. Hmm. Bottom deck energy is the Two of Coins. Okay. Um, the kind of relationship you're gonna have with them is that they're going to help you feel a little bit less anxious. Okay. So I feel like, because they are such a balanced person, I feel like they'll be able to bring balance into your life as well. Okay, in the sense that and this was something that I was picking up on. I hope I mentioned it, that they seem like they're a bit older than you or a bit more mature than you. um Okay, if I didn't mention that, then yeah, that is what I was picking up on, and that's being clarified here with the tarot cards as well. So I do feel like, if you're the kind of person who's a bit of a worrier, okay, you are the anxiety king or queen. Okay, this person is going to bring a lot of calmness into your life. This person could help you improve your sleeping patterns. This person can help you improve your overthinking patterns. This person can help you when you're feeling anxious. Okay, in the sense that this person could be really good at navigating you through like a panic attack, and like getting you through a panic attack. That is something that I'm seeing here. But this is also someone who could just like get you through difficult times. Okay, this is someone, like I said, you can depend on. So, like, a lot of your worries, a lot of your anxiety, a lot of your fear can be worked on, and can like be eased to a certain degree by just having conversations with this person, by just being around this person. And my phone just rang. So yeah, that is confirmation that that's what this person is like they'll bring a lot of calming energy into your life. Okay, whether that's through their words, whether it's through their actions, whether it's through just what they do in that moment for you, or by telling you exactly what you need to hear in that moment, they're going to help you. Okay, something else that they're going to help you with is moving away from maybe like toxic connections, toxic situations, friendships, family members, colleagues, work situations that don't work for you. Okay, because what I can see here with the Four of Cups is that this person is going to be constantly, or very often, they're going to remind you of your own value. They're going to remind you that what you're looking for on the outside is actually within you. Like, you are looking for treasure outside, but you already have a lot of treasure within you. I tried to make that very philosophical, but I just hope that made sense. Like, you're looking for external validation, or like external things that will make your life feel good or look good. But I feel like this person is going to remind you, like, hey, what you're looking for is already here. What you're looking for is already within you, or what you're looking for is already within your reach. And all you need to do is just like walk away from, you know anxiety, or like walk away from fear of rejection, or like a fear of failure. Walk away from these like negative self talks, or negative um self-worth. Okay. Negative patterns in your life, negative habits in your life, negative ways of thinking in your life, negative ways of perceiving life as well. Yeah, so that's what I can see here. And I feel like this person is going to be like your biggest cheerleader, for sure. With the Six of Wands right here, they are your biggest cheerleader. They want you to succeed, they want you to do well. They'll always be there, holding your hand. They'll be there if you need them to support you in any way. They're very giving, they're very nurturing, they're very caring, they're very understanding, and they want you to win. Okay. So I feel like, yeah, this is someone who's going to be like your biggest cheerleader, and you can always depend on them for support, for love, for understanding. When you feel like no one gets you, this person is going to get you. Yeah. So that's what your relationship together is going to be like with this person. So that's the reading that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Claim this reading, claim this person in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more readings from me. It's free of cost, and it helps me grow as a creator here on YouTube every time you press that subscribe button. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.